air quality,
Yeah,
politics, the Moda Center.
I just did my eye drops. By the way, is that not the cutest little bottle of 0.003 per point ounce? It's adorable. It's like $5,000. No, it's like, I don't know, $14 a piece. So capitalism, am I right?
The good eye drops are surprisingly expensive.
They work though. My eyes are burning. My cat Walden was like, "We have to go outside." And I'm like,
No.
"We really don't." And he's like, "No, we really do." And after about 15 minutes, he was like, "Yeah, I think I'm ready to go back in." And we did. So
Man, if only they could understand.
he,
Where it's like, no, no, you really, really don't want to go out there. You're going to be so sad.
2 nights ago, when it was smoky and hot, or was it last night? I don't even know anymore. It's always smoky and hot. He was on the down low the entire evening. He was like, it smells bad, it is hot, and there's a weird fucking noise outside. I'm just gonna hang low. And that's what he did. And I was like, all right, I'm with you, man.
Was it,
Actually,
was it,
literally sat on the floor with him. So
was it the motor noise where it just sounds like there's like a truck idling for hours?
yeah, but like not a truck, but a B-52 bomber. It was a really loud noise, and we normally get whooshing sounds from the Toyota distribution center where they offload all the cars
Yep.
24/7. This was coming from north of me, so I'm guessing it was a pallet recycling plant that catches on fire every 2 or 3 months. So
Oh, is that the tire one?
no, no, the tire one's on the other side.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, no, no. This is literally mountains of broken up wooden pallets sitting
Oh,
out in the
jeez.
open, and you wonder why it catches fire often. It's got multiple citations against it for over $80,000, I think now. Jop Wood Recycling. They don't do anything though.
I mean, who pays a ticket in this town?
Nobody pays tickets, and I've no offense to the folks in the city noise department, but I've made multiple requests for something to happen. No one has ever gotten back to me.
Well, why would they?
It's their fucking job, maybe, maybe. Yeah, meh.
Not after 5 o'clock.
Mm.
Maybe it's like, everything else. Nothing is 24/7. They just like you to believe it is.
I
Yeah,
wasn't gonna
maybe they're
drink.
short staffed like the
No.
cops. Hey, well, why don't we
Yeah,
give them some
well,
peace
they
off
do
money?
only, I think, have like 2 or 3 noise officers, and Portland, objectively, is a noisy city. So
Well,
I
it
don't
is, it
fucking
is.
know,
Yeah.
man.
Anyway, did you see that the other mayors of some of our little neighboring cities
Yeah,
wrote a little letter saying that having the Moda Center here benefits us all, but yet they won't chip in a fucking penny?
yeah, yeah. You should do this. Okay, open up your checkbook. We don't have any money either.
No, but you should do this because some of the Blazers live in our county. Well, that's good for you.
I thought, can I start kvetching about having to kvetch about the Blazers and Moda Center?
For
I'm so
almost two
fucking
months?
tired of this fucking narrative of stupidity where the counselors that we tend to support on this podcast have raised legitimate concerns that have gone unaddressed.
Mhm.
And apparently, the mayor's office put out an offer letter without consulting with city council and saying, yeah, well, we consulted with city council. And like city council, like, no, I don't think you did. And handed it over to Durden or whatever the fuck his name is. And they outright rejected it immediately.
That's
And
fine
I'm like,
because he also later said the same day in a different interview that the Blazers had stopped negotiating and emailing back and aren't talking to them. And then Dunphy actually verified that, and he's like, "Yeah, they're not emailing us anymore." So good faith effort? No, absolutely not a good faith effort.
the facts of it are totally clear that the current ownership and previous ownership have not lived up to their contract of maintenance and everything else. All the supposed $600 million of back maintenance belongs to the previous owner and the current owner, has nothing to do with the city.
Then
Period.
why did he buy it with that sort of like debt over it?
Probably because some jackass or I'm sorry, somebody who works in the city said, "Oh, don't worry about it, we'll take care of it." I'm
You mean
guessing.
back in 2024 when the city bought it?
Probably, I don't fucking know.
Who was mayor in 2024? Huh,
Uh,
who was on council?
but it is the responsibility of the previous owners to make sure that the maintenance was done. You buy it, you buy the franchise, it's your job. Sorry, we don't foot the bill for that. And you want something? If we lose the Blazers and they're gonna go anyway, nobody's gonna agree to a 30-year contract or 20-year or 5-year. I mean, they got 4 more years that they have to be here,
Right.
and they're gonna be gone. We have the Portland Fire. We have other organizations that'll step up that are gonna be far more exciting to watch and far less jaded. I'm not
Portland
dissing the
Fire,
Blazers, but
Portland Thorns, they just do better in terms of outreach and community, at least acknowledgement. And I
oh,
don't know if the male soccer players and the male basketball player coaches, managers, whatever, just don't give two shits, or if they don't answer their actually, I do know, they don't answer their emails, at least when I tried. However, Thorns did answer my email,
there you go.
and I was a teeny tiny little organization, you know?
A little bit of humility goes a long fucking way to building community, right? And if you're gonna act like you're just untouchable, people are gonna say, "You're right, we don't wanna touch you any longer."
Oh, we're
That
back to
didn't come out
touching.
quite right.
I thought we
Let's
were
not
trying to
touch the
get
Blazers.
I thought we were trying to get away from touching.
Like, that didn't come out the way I heard it in my head right before I spoke it.
It's like that scene in Arrested Development when they're in jail and like, "No touching! No touching!
No touching! No touching! No touching! No touching!
No touching."
Oh god, I love that show so much. It's so messed up.
You know that that show sometimes is how I think this city operates with some of the folks, not all the folks,
With Ron Howard narrating?
kind of. And it's like,
Kinda.
I don't know, how much could it cost?
Yeah, yeah, I won't even go into, uh, fuck, I can't remember his name. Why David Cross's character, which objectively the worst,
Mm,
also the best and most enjoyable, right? But every moment just wrong,
yep.
just so very wrong.
Yes.
Yeah.
It was a good
Anyway,
show though. It was a
it
very,
was
very
a very
good show.
good show.
Every so often I will watch 1 or 2 episodes. Like just go back to the ones I really liked. Like when they had the little Korean boy for a little bit.
No, I don't. Yeah, the matriarch, right, was, God, I don't remember. I gotta go back and watch.
Lucille?
Lucille, right,
Yeah.
thank you. She was so fucking good.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, I love David Cross. I love the whole cast. We still have to do our TV episode.
Oh, we have a lot of babbling episodes to do to fill the space and just keep people wondering, what are you doing with
Yeah,
your
all 9.
lives?
Well, and after if we babble enough, it'll go down to 8 people who
There you
listen.
go.
So,
Yeah.
you know,
And then we'll pick up some other person in another state who's mad at us for nothing that is their business.
for being progress oriented, that doesn't focus very well. We now have
No.
buttons. If you order something from our website, we have mugs and shirts and stuff. I'll throw in a free button or 2. You're welcome.
There you go.
Or buy a button for $15 and you get a free mug.
15 times.
Get a free mug. Get a free mug. I'm easy.
What else? Did you go to Pickathon?
It's not well, it's not happening yet. I'm
Fuck.
doing some
I missed it. I have no idea. This
pre-work.
is how
No,
much I
it's
keep track of you
it's the
white
weekend
people.
of the 30th through the 2nd,
Okay.
and really looking forward to it. Built to Spill playing Viv and Riley are one of my favorite acts. I originally saw them at Pickathon, I think 2018 it was, maybe 2019. And they do kind of really smart Americana with beautiful melodies and music. But they have a band that Riley started when he was 11 years old called the Onlys.
Mhm.
And both Viv and Riley and the Onlys played back in 2023. And I was looking at the roster And the thing I love about Pickathon, there are a handful of tickets left. In fact, if anybody wants a 4-day pass, talk to me. I got an extra one. What I love about it is that you look at all the names and you're like, I recognize 5 out of the 50, right?
Mhm.
And the very first year I did it, I went and I YouTubed and streamed all the different people and made a little chart of who I wanted to choose, and then the following year, I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna wander around stage to stage with a drink in my hand and my ears open and see what I like," and it's such a much more enjoyable experience, but anyway, I'm scanning the list, and this year, the Onlys are playing. I'm, like, psyched. They're, like, my top of my list of, bands to go see, so, Steve Earle's gonna be there,
Oh, I do like Steve Earle.
they always have a lot of great names, and they have a lot of unknowns. I've seen the Blind Boys Alabama play,
They're good.
Wet Leg I saw a couple years back, just on and on and on, and I can't think of any of the names off the top of my head because 'cause I'm not prepared. But, so I'm really excited for it, yeah.
I thought it had already passed because for some reason this weekend, aside from it being Pride things, city was very, very quiet. So I just thought everyone was out in the woods dancing in circles.
Dancing no, I think I don't know, it was really quiet. It was, like, not a lot of street traffic either. I think people were
I mean, there were a couple like little pride things throughout the city aside from the big waterfront one. You know, there was one up around near Kennedy School. There was one
mm,
right by me because Sports Broad does a that always takes over the parking lot next door at the
yeah,
dance school. And just like these other little ones here and there, but it was not like you would totally be able to avoid the idea that it is pride in Portland, whereas in New York City, you can't walk 10 feet without seeing flags and things and somebody, even
yeah.
if you're in a borough, like here, it's so easy to miss a parade or an event. Almost every year, I miss the Greek festival because you hear about it and then you forget it, and then it's like, oh shit, where is it? And it's like one or two blocks long, and it's like, what?
I
How?
didn't know we had a Greek festival,
See,
so
and then
Greek fe
even like the parades only go like what? They start in the North Box and end at the waterfront.
yeah, that's not there's only 43 people in Portland, so it's there you can only parade around so far so long before people need, to sit down and smoke a j
It's just, you grow up in a and this is just me. I grew up in New York City. Those parades took up the whole fucking
Oh,
Fifth
fuck,
Avenue of Manhattan.
Seattle's pride is just
I've also
fucking
heard that's huge.
nuts,
Yeah.
massive, just like yeah, here I do recall they do have, like, a small parade. But, it was mostly more waterfront celebration that I've experienced, I think, with Pride.
Mhm. And the waterfront's great. I have no problem with that.
But no, it's fun to have all that going on, but I remember the last time I joined the parade, I was walking near the Sisters of Perpetual Indulgence,
Oh, yeah.
and they are some of my favorite what's the word? Not relics, but staples of the Pride events.
Mhm.
Just kinda like a magically indulgent, experience,
No,
but,
they're fun.
yeah, so
Yeah. No, I mean, the weekend city was incredibly quiet, surprisingly quiet, and then Sunday, I decided to leave the city for about 8 hours, and I went on a motorcycle ride with some people, and we went all the way down to Eugene and back.
nice.
Yeah, I did not realize we were that far down, like, I knew we were gonna stop around Albany and putter around and maybe check out some of the covered bridges or something, and then on the way back, we took I-5, which I've taken I-5 on this motorcycle. I have not taken I-5 for that length of time.
Yeah,
So there's a different kind of like physical exhaustion that sets in after like 2 hours, and it's like your hands start vibrating
yeah.
and because my bike is lighter, any little bit of crosswind, I just kept getting pushed around and I was like, "Oh, I feel like a fucking kite."
Well,
But
and
I'm not dead
honestly,
yet.
I-5 itself is physically exhausting.
It is.
Just being on it, period,
Yeah.
is physically
There's a few
exhausting.
parts where it's like really nice looking and then the rest of it's a very very boring actually drive.
It really is.
Yeah. I mean, I like driving. I like driving in my car. I
Yeah.
like driving the motorcycle. But whenever I've gone south on I-5, it's like, well, I'm just going to blast music and just kind of cruise it in a sense. But it was good. It was one of the longest rides I've done on this bike. So it was a good test of like, what's my endurance? How do I
Nice.
handle a bike that's lighter than the one I had? And obviously will get shoved around. And it was like, okay, all right, didn't die, doing all right, getting there.
Yeah, that's always a bonus when you're not dying,
Came home, went to sleep at like 8 o'clock.
as you do.
I was like, I'm fucking tired. But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how much, the Moda thing is supposed to be settled soon. We'll find out. I think we got like 2 or 3 more weeks of hearing shit about it.
Nothing good's gonna happen. It's just I don't see accountability. I don't see the billionaire class giving in. I think they're gonna commit $120 million on top of, public safety cuts and, laying off public employees, and, in 4 years, Blazers are gone.
And do
Anyway.
you think the county is actually going to pony up too? Because, they had put out their little statement.
They cut so many staff, they cut so many programs, who the fuck knows? I don't know where the money's gonna come from for the city or the county. Really don't, and Kotek should have played hardball without saying, "Oh, yeah, we'll give you $400 million. We're cutting food and other things, but we'll give $400 million as long as you guys come up with the rest."
Hmm.
Without any kind of, "No, the fucking owner has to participate." There shouldn't have been any commitments whatsoever.
Kotek's fucking out of touch because the number of people I know who have lost SNAP benefits, or when they try to renew, the
Yeah,
website crashes on them, or they get a new estimate where it's like, oh, hey, instead of, the 175 you were getting, we reevaluated. Now you can get 125. And it's like $50 less. Why? What happened? Nothing changed on my end. What happened on your end? And
yeah.
it's like, do you understand? The more housing insecure people are, the more that their rent is over 50%. And if they qualify for SNAP, there's a fucking reason. What are you doing? And now, if people get evicted, chances are they're going to end up homeless. Chances are they'll be couch surfing. Chances are they're not going to get back
But
on
they'll
their
get
feet
to
the
go to the
longer they're off
Blazer.
their
Oh,
feet.
wait, no, they won't, because nobody can afford to go to a game anyway.
Right. And then, all this shit, SNAP benefits, housing, everything else. It's like, can we talk about the fact that the people who are suffering the most on that is the boomer generation, which would be our parents, if some of them are, on the farther down end of the spectrum. My parents are dead.
Well,
and
mine too.
and the boom and us,
Well,
the Gen Xers who are 62 and 63
O
ish.
OG Gen X's, yeah.
Yeah, so all you senior citizens, all you AARP people are being fucked by the state, but yet you still want the Blazers?
I mean, anybody who knows me knows that I really don't give a fuck about professional sports.
No, I mean, we should have
Semi-professional
some
sports?
sort of arena. We should have some sort of thing. We always, but
Rose
we
City
also have the
Rollers
Expo
at the
Center.
Coliseum, that's just works for me.
Right, but also, what's going on at the Expo Center? Does anything happen up there? Does anyone do anything up there?
Yeah, they have expos once in a while. It was gonna be mobile home parking for unhoused people,
I know.
but no, we can't do that because there's something wrong with the land underneath it, and I'm like, "Okay, but okay, you're saying
There's
it's a
something
trust
wrong with the
you
land underneath the Pearl, and you threw down a
you're
bunch of
saying
buildings.
it's another Superfund site, but it's okay to send a bunch of people in there to go look at the latest linoleum products?" I mean, what
I
I
went there
don't
once to see a roller derby, like playoff or whatever it's called, and I've never gone back since because every time I've driven by or looked something up, it looks like there's nothing happening.
last time I was there was for a COVID vaccine.
Oh, really? I went to the convention center.
It was in the early days. Or COVID
Okay.
testing. Testing or vaccine? I don't recall.
Well,
Speaking of
whatever's
COVID
wrong, like I
vaccine,
said, whatever's wrong with the land up there, it can't be any worse than what's wrong with the land in the Pearl.
yeah, seriously, and in Northwest Portland, and just repurpose the fucking space for people. Like, right now, I love TriMet. TriMet's like, if you don't have money to go to or from a cooling shelter between 10 a.m. and 8 p.m. this evening, just tell your driver that you're going to or from. Just make it for 24 hours as long as the fucking thing is running. first of all, and I did get a message from the county that there are cooling shelters opening up at
There are.
1 o'clock this afternoon.
It's
Why
better than
wasn't it
last time.
yesterday? Why wasn't it first thing this morning?
Because maybe the weatherman was fibbing.
Give people an opportunity to
How
prepare.
Sure, but however, they did move faster than last time because, the folks who did die in June, they decided, "Ooh, maybe we shouldn't have that happen again." But they do that every year. The
They do
first
that every year.
extreme weather, they fuck up, then they find out, then they do better, and then they slowly, like, get a little more proactive and not reactive. But then they'll kick people out, like, tomorrow, they're gonna kick them out before it breaks. It's supposed to be like this again tomorrow. They're gonna boot them out at, like, 8 o'clock. So from 8 to whatever, if you live in an apartment and the apartment building heats up or there's bad insulation, you're going home to an apartment that's probably gonna feel like 90 degrees inside and sticky.
I don't yeah, it's like every other episode. Every episode is Moda Center. Every other episode is how badly the city and county fuck things up for people who are in the most need. And why aren't they listening and learning from us?
Oh, 'cause they
That's
think
what I
I'm a
wanna
fucking
know.
anarchist, and they probably think you're a loony.
Well, beside those facts, we're supposed to be a multi-plural society.
No.
Multi-plural,
Who told you that?
pluralistic society,
No.
multi-pluralistic. We are multitudes of multitudes.
No, no, no. You only need your few token to make it look like it's like that. I mean, you ever see group pictures of people lately around here? Like, I will say summer is always funny because everyone goes out and does things, and they hang out, and they go to this thing, or we went kayaking, or we went to Pride, or we went and spun around in Pioneer Square to some bad music for 3 hours. The group photos they always put up, sometimes I fucking hate people. The gr
Sometimes
Sometimes.
sometimes I fucking hate people, sometimes.
The group photos, and this is a demographic thing, and I totally understand it. There will be, like, let's say 20 people doing something. Maybe they're doing acro yoga, I don't know. There's almost always only one black person and one Asian person, and it's like, "Oh, you found your tokens." And it's
Yeah,
like,
but I
that
mean
doesn't make you diverse.
yeah, but I mean, our black population is 6%, our Asians probably about 7%, so that
Something like
tracks.
that.
Yeah, so that totally tracks.
But yet I have more friends who are non-white than white in this city because I was like, no, no." I also have a lot of Jewish friends in this city.
I don't, oddly enough.
We'll find you some. We'll put up a
I that
misconnections on
that's okay.
Craigslist.
I know plenty.
Do you like 3D printing? Do
Yeah,
do you like cats?
speaking of 3D printing and cats, a little Buddha cat.
Do you like Buddha cats?
Do you like Buddha cats? Of course you do. Of course you like Buddha
Like,
cats.
I need more Jewish friends, but I don't wanna talk
Or
about
or or
Judaism.
or 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 DJing Buddhas. That's for Pickathon.
There you go.
Also for Pickathon, I've been printing a whole bunch of kodama.
Oh, you gave me one of those.
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
welcome.
Yeah.
What was I gonna say? I totally forget. It's Pioneer Courthouse Square, dancing in circles. I don't know. I forget.
Soap.
Soap. Printing
Pi
soap? 'Cause I can
Pi
print soap.
Pioneer Square should have free soap. Wait, now I have a business idea.
Jesus Christ.
All these
I
little
did 3D
festivals and
I
weekend
did 3D
gatherings.
print a little duck, which
Oh,
is a
cute.
soap filament. You can actually wash your hands with it.
No, all these little group things where it's like, let's have the most oh, yeah. Do you see the stupid thing about the somebody thinks it's not stupid. The thing about the most e-bikes, we set the Guinness Book of World Records?
I heard something about that.
Yeah.
So what?
I don't know. Also, like, why can an e-bike do 45 miles an hour?
It shouldn't be able to do 45 miles
It
per hour.
was there's a few doing them on North Columbia, just
Oh,
zoom.
oh, well, those
And it's like
are
you took out the limiter or did something. But if you're gonna
yeah.
go that fast, you actually should have a license because
You have to, illegally you have to,
you have
but
no idea about safety, you have no idea about merging, you don't know how to actually I mean, you're basically riding a tiny, tiny motorcycle at that point,
yeah,
and you're gonna
exactly.
die.
Yeah.
'Cause those
Now,
bikes, when they go too fast, you wobble. You wobble and you die.
there was a guy going down Willamette Boulevard tailgating me on a little motorbike, I think it was an e-bike, and I'm like, "Dude, if I tap my brakes, you're going over the roof of my car. What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Do you see the Instagram video that's been going around? Some guy in I don't know what country put a Pokemon Squirtle on the back of his truck, and if you honk at him, it squirts water at you. You need that.
I would love that. I think I mentioned previously
I
on
think you could
on the
3D print something to put on your car and then just have, like, a water hose and
yeah,
be like, "You gonna
just like
tailgate me? Fuck you."
seriously, and have a warning saying, "Back off, you get 1 warning," and then just, make sure the water's nice and warm. Or maybe
I'll
warm
like
apple juice, just make them think it's not water.
you would make the town smell nice.
Appley, yeah.
Yeah,
Mm,
yeah,
it will.
better than what it smells like right now, which is just gross, sticky, sweaty people.
Which is me right now. There's no air movement in my studio. My office, but, it's not really much of an office either. But yeah, it's warm. What else? I had
Soap.
another
That's what I'm saying, soap.
soap is useful. Actually, I will be showering after this.
I
It
think
is
every concert gathering, every festival, everything like that, they should just give out bars of soap. Here,
free soap.
here's your $200 ticket. Here's a bar of
Please
soap.
please use
Use
it
it.
before entry.
And upon leaving so that other people don't have to deal with you.
Well, that's like the rules of common ground. You have to shower and scrub yourself before you get into the common ground area, and then you have to shower when you leave so that you don't, like, leave I don't know, I guess just so you're extra clean when you leave, but definitely before you get into the water.
And people do it.
Oh, yeah, people follow the
Good,
rules.
good.
If you don't, they'll ask you to leave. It's a lovely space. I haven't been back in a while. I need to go.
I just remember when I was in 7th grade, we had to have a talk in class where the teacher had to explain to the boys that now that you're getting older, you should try deodorant, and then explain to the girls, now that you're getting older, you should try deodorant. They split us into 2 different groups.
That's important, yeah.
And it was like, "Oh, yeah, puberty, your hormones are all over the place and you just start to reek." And it's like, "Hi, now that you're an adult and you're in your 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, you still reek. In
You
fact, you
still
reek
re
more."
Did you not learn anything
No.
in
In
12th
fact, you're
grade?
grosser
Yeah,
now,
yeah.
You can dance around in your little circles and do your hippie shit and wear your linens and your brown beige clothes that have no interesting cut or your onesies or whatever the fuck you do, but please shower.
I have a couple pair of linen pants, but I
See?
do
Fucking
shower,
hippie.
so well, I mean, they're
No,
not
linen's actually good for the summer.
they're I mean, come
No, it
on.
is. It is.
Yeah,
I'm just, it's just like
it's
generic
Italian
looking.
linen if that means anything.
It's probably better than shit
Yeah,
around here. It's just,
it's kind of obsessed with its mother.
the
Yeah,
city got no style. You know that?
this is true. It's 147 degrees out. I'm gonna wear my utility kilt and jack boots and,
My beard that I don't wash.
a sequined vest. Yeah, it's just
And
kinda
I'm gonna
like
make beer from my beard yeast, and it's like, "Fuck you," and you wonder why you're single.
would you like some fresh brewed beer? Beer?
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
No, and people thought that that was cute and actually drank his beer, and I was like, "Are you
Wait, is
fucking
that for
disgusting."
real?
Yes!
Why would you tell me that?
So that
Why
you
I
pay
do
better attention to
there are
the
things
brands
I
of beer
don't
that
need
you buy.
there are things I don't need to know. That is one of them that I did not need to know.
You know what? I'm not a guy, so I'm gonna let you try and figure out why your people do these things,
Michael.
because they are not my people.
They're clearly not mine. Yeah, anyway, that's a whole 'nother topic. The majority of my life are like, "Why are you not like the other boys?" I'm like, "Have you seen them?"
Yeah, they're gross.
Yeah, they're disgusting and weird, and I don't wanna be part of that.
Yep. And at the gym, some of them are really, really gross.
Yeah, well,
I'm like, "What are you doing?" And I love when I see guys at the gym who actually spend more time posing in the mirror than they do doing the machines, and it's like, "Are you okay?" The other thing I love, and this happened to me this week, is when you go and you do the same machine as the guy next to you,
Yeah.
and you just do the weight that you do, and it's not like you're trying to show off, and you realize that he's doing the same weight, and he gets very upset and gets up and leaves. And it's like, I'm not particularly strong. Like, it's not like I can
I
lift
was
the
gonna
car or
say,
anything,
you stop showing up the hyper masculine boys.
but it's like, yes, I can do a bench press on 70 on the machine. It doesn't mean I can do one laying down, that's a different angle and a different everything. But yes, on the fucking machine where you're sitting up and pushing out, yes, I can push out. And this guy was just like, and left. I was like,
Why are you making fragile men feel uncomfortable, Kat?
well, I used to disappoint parents. Now apparently I just make men upset.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's good to
Yeah.
have hobbies.
Tomorrow, Wednesday, there is a PSEP meeting, right?
There is the Policy and Reform Subcommittee, and we will be talking about the yearly stops data that recently came out.
And
Stops
that's based
data
on cops who have stopped people driving mostly.
for either moving violations or non-moving violations, and one of the spikes in incidents has been non-moving violations, and the policy a few years ago was to not stop people for, like, expired tags or stuff like that,
So if
and
somebody's like just sitting in their car.
no, you're driving along, but you didn't run a stop sign or a red light
Okay.
or something more minor that isn't dangerous, but, like, there, have been an increase, especially amongst non-white people. Go
Didn't we
figure.
address this like 3 years ago?
Yep. So we're gonna probably look into, unpacking that a little bit.
Wasn't this why not you, but wasn't this why we had that veil of darkness thing to try and figure out if there was a racial bias?
There is a a section of it that talks about Veil of Darkness,
Okay.
which was a recommendation that PSEP made previously. But Veil of Darkness, for people who are not aware, is if you look at a individual officer by individual officer or precinct or the department as a whole, or more people being pulled over who are non-white during the day than in the evening on average because you can't really tell somebody's skin color when it's dark out. And there have been trends across the country that, yeah, if you can't tell the color of the color of the person's skin driving at night, they're less likely to be pulled over for some minor infraction. But one of the questions that I've been asking for several years and have not had a satisfactory answer is on a officer by officer basis. Who is pulling over what demographics of people? And the answers I've gotten around that is like, well, officers move from precinct to precinct. So it's really hard to tell. I'm like, no, it's not.
Does
And
their dashboard I mean, their dashboard had a thing about use of force, and I remember from the officer badge number and getting a public records request, Control Alt Defund, which I was working with, was able to pair up which officer had the most.
yeah,
Is there a way to do that with this?
potentially
Okay.
there could be. It is actually illegal to break it down by officer name, which is why they do it by aggregate, but that doesn't tell a full story.
Right.
So there probably theoretically is a way to find out which officer was pulling over which people. But when you're talking about dozens and dozens of stops a week, as opposed to a handful of use of force cases,
Mm.
you need almost a whole team of people to do the numbers on it.
So it's like the sample size would just be too much.
Be pretty large. I mean, it's doable, and I think it'd be a great PSU project. Because if you found 10% of your force are responsible for 30 or 40% of the demographic overages,
Mhm.
then you've learned something and your training is not as effective as you thought it was, and that's a hypothetical. I have no idea if that's a true thing or not, but it's something that they can't answer presently.
The other thing that trips me out about this is, yes, I know cops do pull people over, but whenever I see cops and something's going on, they just keep going. So it's like, when are you pulling these people over? Where are you pulling them over? Because you're not pulling them over in inner Northeast.
Yeah, I mean, and I would rather them not unless somebody's doing an actual dangerous violation.
Absolutely.
right? And as was explained in the ride along that I did a few weeks back, a officer approaching a car is one of the most dangerous situations for that officer because you
Mhm.
never know what's going to happen, right? And so it shouldn't be something that someone looks to pursue necessarily anyway, unless you've kind of aggressive or something. But that's beside the point. Minor infractions are minor infractions. If we're talking about not enough staff to handle serious kind of calls, then taking an hour to pull someone over because their tag expired 2 months ago or something, and then having to do all the paperwork on is not a good use of that officer's time, right? My rolling coal or cutting people off or whatever fucking stupid shit people are doing
Which is
that are
actually
endangering
reckless.
people's lives. Yeah.
Yeah.
The ride along that I did, the very last thing that did happen, it was a pretty uneventful evening. But as we're headed back to the precinct, there's a car on the right hand side that ran a stop sign in front of us and then realized that they just pulled out in front of a cop. And all of a sudden, they were the best driver in the world. And I'm going to pause for a second because it looks like I lost my internet, maybe. Lost the internet. Are we back? No. There we go. Are you there?
Sort of. You
Oh,
froze, then you
there you go.
disappeared. Oh, you're
Yeah,
gone again.
yeah. The internet's been going in and out all day.
Oh no, you're gone. Say 5 to 8 would be peak time and we would be
Yeah.
fucked.
Well, here we are. So can you hear me now?
I could fill this time with other weird clips. Yeah, no, you're gone. I just got a black screen. Oh, you're gone.
Can't get
Okay.
back.
Well, that is the end of Progress Portland for today.
Progress Portland is also on Facebook and Instagram, and we have event listings and updates on our website, progressportland.org. There's a content form on our website if you'd like to help out or have questions or comments. Our theme music is by the Portland band